Hello designers, Holly Skog here. I'm the owner of Happy Book Solutions, where we demystify the finance side of your interior design business. We specialize in tracking your revenue, profit, and cash flow, helping you identify what's working and what's not working in your business, and helping you get yourself on track to your goals. In this video, we will be reviewing QuickBooks Online subscription levels from the perspective of a designer in order to help you determine which level is right for you. There are two things I want to point out before we get started though. First, I want to point out that I'm filming this in September 2024. While I'd imagine the gist of this video will be good for quite some time, there's always a possibility that things like pricing and other features may change over time, so just be aware of that as you're watching. Second, this is just a general overview. There's so much more detail that I could get into, but it would make this video absurdly long, and that is just not what I'm after. I'm hoping this overview will help you get started, but I'd encourage you to do further research to determine for sure which subscription level is right for you and your business. Having those two things out of the way, let's get going. Alright, so the first thing we see on this page is this little toggle that says buy now for 50% off for 3 months or free trial for 30 days, so you can pick which one you would like. That said, there is actually a world in which you can have both of these discounts. If you go to www.happybooksolutions.com/QBO, we can actually initiate your QuickBooks subscription, and that will give you a 30-day free trial, and then it will give you 3 months at 50% off, so 4 total months of savings. After the 4 months, you will then be charged the regular price that you can see here on the free 30-day trial, or obviously crossed out underneath the 50% off for 3 months. So if you'd like to take advantage of both of these discounts, we are going to need 1 business day to process the request, so it is a little bit slower than just signing up yourself right this second, but it's an option if you would like to save a little bit extra. So there's not going to be anything different about your subscription other than the fact that it is us initiating it. The QuickBooks file is still going to be owned by you, and it will go through whatever payment method that you provide to Intuit. So I'm going to put the link in the description, and if you're at all interested in that, hit up that link and we're good to go. And if not, that is not a big deal whatsoever. You can just sign up straight up with Intuit and you're off to the races. Okay, so with all that out of the way, we will now move on to what's actually within these 4 plans. We're actually going to focus mostly on these bottom 3 tiers: Simple Start, Essentials, and Plus. Advanced is typically too advanced for the average designer. Typically, people that are using QuickBooks Online Advanced are going to be people who already have financial professionals telling them whether or not they should use QuickBooks Online Advanced. So, yeah, you can generally ignore Advanced, assuming if you're watching this video that you are just getting started with QuickBooks. So all of these 3 packages have some pretty basic things in common. So it's going to offer you ways to track your income, expenses, that type of thing. You can invoice clients, you can integrate QuickBooks payments and accept payments from clients. You can see here there's this general reports, enhanced reports, comprehensive reports, powerful reports under advanced. I like the way that they phrase that. So all that to say that, you know, it goes from general to powerful, but there's always going to be some type of financial statement or financial reporting that you can look at to see how your business is doing. Oh, one other thing I'm going to mention too is that they have these things called bookkeeping automation. I don't trust the ways that QuickBooks automates bookkeeping. There's a lot of things that QuickBooks will automatically do, or if you give it the option, it will automatically do. I like to limit that power just because a lot of times QuickBooks makes assumptions that are not correct, and people will unthinkingly just like accept it because of course it knows what it's doing. Well, it's still under construction. So anyway, trust the automation to a point. It can be really useful, but it's not the end all and be all. So I just want to kind of throw that out there. If you are tempted to be intrigued by the idea that QuickBooks is going to do all of your bookkeeping. It just is not. Oh, and then one other thing I'm going to mention too is that this banking with 5% APY, QuickBooks has this very frustrating way of signing you up for a checking account without you realizing it. Typically what can happen is when you're signing up for a QuickBooks payments account, so allowing your clients to pay you electronically through QuickBooks, highly recommend payments. But, and I hate this, but a lot of times it will kind of like walk you through the process, and during the process will make it seem like you have to sign up for a checking account as part of the process. You do not have to sign up for a checking account. In fact, it creates a lot more problems than it solves. So the 5% APY is actually quite appealing, but just so you're aware, it does offer a checking account, but don't be tricked into the checking account is my point. Okay, moving on. All right, so basic financial statements, way to invoice clients, way to track your income expenses. Another really important thing is that bill management actually recently got added to Simple Start. This is significant for designers. So because you will frequently put in an order, and especially if you're working a lot in like custom products, it takes a long time for the order to get manufactured or get fabricated and get shipped. And so there's long lead times between when you ordered a product until when you're actually paying for that product. So bill management can be really useful because it can track your POs to an extent. I shouldn't even say POs because that is getting ahead of myself, but it can track like your accounts payable, basically is what the technical term for that is, of like saying, who do I owe? Who do I owe money to? Who is going to be coming to my doorstep and, you know, charging me $5K in the next 2 months? That's what bill management can help you manage. And up until just a few weeks ago, this was actually not available in Simple Start. So that is a brand new thing within the last few weeks that is really important. And I actually learned that they added this just by researching for this video, because up until literally a few weeks ago, that was not the case. So they were very quiet about that. So anyway, bill management is part of Simple Start, so you can use bill management in any of these 3 packages. We previously actually used to tell designers not to sign up for Simple Start, to only do Essentials, because this was not available. I should say to only consider either Essentials or Plus. Anyway, so bill management is a big deal that it's in Simple Start now. The other thing that I want to mention about bill management really quick is that this is especially useful if you're using a project management software like Material or House Pro, or really just Material or House Pro, a couple other more minor ones, in order to manage your POs. This is actually something that also changed with design files recently. We at Happy Book Solutions don't love the design files integration to QuickBooks. However, they did just roll out the opportunity to link to this bill management function in QuickBooks if you're managing your POs in design files. So anyway, we're really getting into the weeds here, and I don't mean to, but it's just one more plug for bill management and its usefulness, especially for those who are using a project management software to manage POs. A few differences. So you are going to notice an increase in users, for example. So Simple Start just includes 1 main user. You can also add, I think, 2 accountant users underneath Simple Start, and that's the case, you know, for the rest of these as well. But as far as like regular, you know, like doing your bookkeeping users, you know, if you're DIYing, or, you know, if you have a team or whatever, you can only have 1 user under Simple Start. And then that goes up as the tiers go up. So if you do have a team that has different types of roles, anything like that, I would highly recommend getting Essentials. With bookkeeping, it is absolutely imperative that you give each person their own login. We do not encourage having the same login for the entire team, because then it's really, really, really difficult to determine if somebody messes something up, if somebody changes something, or, you know, yeah, if things go awry, it's really hard to determine who did what. And anyway, big fan of making sure that everybody that's using QuickBooks has their own login. What else? So time tracking. We actually don't generally recommend using QuickBooks time tracking function, but you will see that time tracking is available in Essentials and Plus, but not in Simple Start. So if you do decide that you want to use time tracking, that's what this enter time thing is, you can't do that in Simple Start, only Essentials and Plus. But again, we would generally recommend using like your project management software, assuming that you're using one of those, or something similar. So, what's next? So, sales channels. This can be useful for designers who maybe have some sort of e-commerce side to their business. You know, maybe you're selling on Shopify and eBay and Square, you know, and so being able to connect all those three sales channels is great. What they don't mean by sales channel is like, I accept check and cash and credit card. That's not a sales channel. The sales channel is the actual like platform, like market platform that you're selling on. So most designers don't need to worry about the sales channel thing. It's pretty much only designers that are using e-commerce and are selling on multiple types of platforms. Another thing that a lot of designers are intrigued by is this inventory thing here in Plus. We actually do not recommend using this inventory. We have a way that we recommend to designers to track inventory, and this ain't it. Yeah, inventory can get very quickly messed up in QuickBooks. So inventory is listed as a feature in Plus, but we don't actually recommend using it. So don't be tempted by seeing that in there. If inventory is the reason that you're signing up for Plus, don't do it. The two things that we absolutely will say, if you want these, definitely sign up with Plus because it is super useful. Project profitability reporting. So this is what we in the accounting world call job costing. So making sure that your profitability by project, by job that you're completing, that it's profitable. You can do reporting on the income and expenses that you tag to your project, and at the end of the project you can make sure that you're profitable. You know, you can evaluate how much profit that you are averaging per project. There's so much analysis that you can do based on the project profitability function in Plus that's only available in Plus. So if you want to do any project profitability analysis but you don't have Plus, you're going to have to do a lot of manual tracking, which is great if it works for you, but it can be pretty onerous, especially as your business is growing. So project profitability, absolutely worth it if that's something that you would like to have. The other thing is financial planning. So this is basically that it will allow you to enter budgets. It will allow you to do some reporting against your budgets. There's some different like forecasting type of functions that it allows for you. So if that is useful, if that's intriguing to you, appealing to you, highly recommend Plus for that reason as well. So project profitability and financial planning are going to be our two like main deciding factors for whether you are under Simple Start, Essentials, or Plus. If you would like project profitability or financial reporting, or financial planning, you're absolutely going to want to sign up with Plus. Phew. Okay, so I'm going to cut back to my big video now. The TLDR version of all of this is if you're just starting your business and don't really care about tracking profitability by project, you can probably get away with Simple Start. If you would like to utilize project profitability reporting or budget planning tools, you'll want to go with the Plus package for sure. I would avoid tracking time or inventory in QuickBooks even if your package includes those features. For designers, there are other ways that we generally recommend tracking those things. So once you determine which package is best for you, you can either sign up directly with Intuit, or you can go through HappyBook Solutions to take advantage of both the 30-day trial and 50% off for 3 months. Again, you just go to www.happybooksolutions.com/QBO to sign up. Once you've gotten all subscribed to QuickBooks Online, maybe you find yourself wondering, well, what now, Holly? This is where our QBO Beginner's Guide for Designers will come in handy. This resource includes an overview of things like how to set up your chart of accounts, how to invoice clients, how to categorize your bank transactions, and so much more. It also includes a couple bonus resources like a daily, weekly, and monthly bookkeeping checklist, and a sample chart of accounts that you can use as a basis from which to customize your own chart of accounts. The link to this resource is in the description. Well, I know this was a bit of a whirlwind overview, but I hope that it's helpful as you consider which QBO subscription will be right for you and your business. If you have any questions or suggestions for a future video, drop them in the comments, and we'll see you next time.